If I would just say from a funding point of view, and Adrian will correct me here on the equity, but I think there's equity players out there who want to play the game on the equity side. What I would say from a banking point of view, we obviously have invested heavily in this area as a co-operative bank, and that's been, like I say, from directorship level downwards, from co-op group director level and our membership. So you've got an infrastructure within an organisation here that is green. Then you have underwriters who have actually started investing time and effort, have gone out to see projects. So all the way down, there's this ingrained training within that area. We're not a big bank. We are big in this area, but we're not a big bank. Have we invested in those bankers to actually understand what the technologies are here? And I'd be interested in that, because I think that the banking fraternity needs to get its finger out in some way.
It's not the bank's jobs to take risks. I mean, that's what they have in the past or recently, but that isn't their core job. They need to have certainty. You need to be able to lend into it. You need to know the structure you're lending into it. You need to know that you're going to get your interest paid and your debt amortised and repaid over the period of time expected. And you need to have a buffer in there against some of the problems and uncertainties about wind load factor or the technological issues of getting some of these more complex projects working. What we need is, I think, some of the more multinational European players who've done it over in mainland Europe, who've done domestic heating process, who've done energy from waste and AD, and who know how to make the packages of delivering these projects work. That's what you need to draw through, and people need to rely on getting the basics done properly.
I know you have trailblazed this space over the last 10, 15 years. I think the other banks are now starting to set up dedicated teams in the northwest, and whilst there is equity available, trying to get that equity funding proved to be very difficult, and in the end it was a group of high net worth individuals that collectively invested in the scheme. So I think the challenge is still there. If this is really the agenda, then there needs to be more in the way of government direct intervention and incentives in that space, because we are a few years behind some of our European counterparts. It's disappointing that we've got the natural resource, we're going to be the biggest market, but we can't produce the technologies that go into that space.
And I think there's still a lot of lobbying going on at local level for there to be outshoots of it, in the region. So I know sort of Leeds are quite heavily involved, Scotland, we need to be doing it here, don't we? And so there's still a lot of appetite and interest, and we've just got to drive it so that it does filter down to local businesses, and it's not just large environmental, infrastructure projects.
Every power station in the country that's built past 2012 has to meet a certain carbon performance standard, has to meet a certain nitrogen and sulfur dioxide has to do anywhere in the European legislation. And then if it even went as far as saying we'd like to see these sorts of different technologies by placing effectively a feed-in tariff system through the electricity market, then you start to get the clarity at the top level that allows everyone to start believing in those technologies, and because they believe in them because there's a market. If you don't have a market in Germany, there's a market. Everyone understands if you produce this electricity, you'll be able to sell it for the next 20, 30, 40 years, and the same with heat.